Welcome to Season 2 of the Called and Capable podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Sillers, a faith-based coach passionate about guiding you towards practical Christian living. With a BA in business management, over 20 years of professional experience, and multiple certifications through the American Association of Christian Counselors, I'm here to equip you with tools and wisdom to live out your God-given purpose with confidence. This season, we're diving into practical Christian living, offering actionable insights, heartfelt conversations, and biblical encouragement to help you navigate life's challenges while staying rooted in faith. Visit sarahsillers.com for coaching, speaking engagements, workshops, and just more info to grow in your journey. So grab your coffee, open your heart, and let's get started. You're called, you're capable, and you're not alone. Welcome back to the Called and Capable podcast. Welcome back. I'm your host, Sarah, and today we're going to talk about ways that you can serve as a believer, and that doesn't just have to be in a church. So let's go ahead and dive in and see where we end up. So in different ways to serve, you can volunteer for a church. So let's go ahead and talk about what that would look like. Well, on every Sunday, or for instance, Wednesday nights, that's usually when Bible studies are done and so forth. So at least 2 days a week, the church needs us. So you have kids to volunteer with the high school or their nursery and everything in between. So there's the kids studies that you can use your talents in. If kids aren't your thing, you can be a part of the welcome committee, a greeter, or to help direct the traffic out in the parking lot. So my mother and I personally are greeters, and we have a ton of fun with that. And that's really great if children are maybe not your specialty, or maybe you love kids like me, but it's just not in your time right now in your life to do that. Another way is to be a Bible study leader. Perhaps God is calling you to step up and to serve others and to really be in that leadership position that you can help direct people. Maybe you've studied the Word a lot, or maybe you're just willing. Guys, you don't have to feel completely prepared to do this. You can just be willing to do it. And if you're willing, God will use you. And guess what? He'll always provide a way for you to do that. And you'll always have enough to accomplish the task that you're set out to do. So another one is worship. If you're musically inclined, maybe you play an instrument, or maybe that instrument is your voice, like me, you're able to do that. I know for me, I was able to volunteer in high school and college in a Christian theater. All my teenage years and college years. And that's a really great way to give back. So mentorship is another way that kind of goes along with being a Bible study leader. But if you don't want to do that, maybe you just have a lot of wisdom to give and you love people. And that's what we're called to do, is serve the body of Christ, but not just the body of Christ, to be an example to others. And so maybe that's a way that you can help. All right, next is if you're a prayer warrior. You may not be extroverted and want to greet people or want to get up on stage, and I totally get that, guys. It's not for everybody, but you can take the time to pray for others. You can also take the time to serve them behind the scenes. So if there's someone that just had a death in the family and they need meals, or maybe they just had a kid and they have toddlers running around and they need help with just you being able to be there for them, or grocery shop for them. You can do those things quietly and in private, and you don't have to make a big deal of it, but you're just there to simply serve. Now this goes for the body of believers and also non-believers, because we're here to be an example. Another one is to, volunteer at a food bank. Some of us are great with food prep. Maybe that's a great way to serve. You can sit on the board of a nonprofit. I've done that with a few boards, some in California, some in Tennessee. And that's a really good way of giving back, especially if you are an expert at something, if you're a lawyer or, in insurance, anything like that, then you really have something to offer that nonprofit. Another one is, event planning, or you could even do something as simple as cleanup, guys. If you want to stack chairs or do cleanup at a school, maybe it's is a revitalized school and it needs a little bit of help, paint some graffiti, something like that. And usually churches have those days of volunteering and serving throughout the community that you can do, but also other nonprofits do it as well, and it doesn't have to be a faith-based profit either. So think about those things. Some of these correlating Bible verses is Proverbs 3:27 and Matthew 5:14-16 to go ahead and let your light shine for Jesus. So I'm sure there's a million other ways that you can serve. I would love to hear your thoughts. Go ahead and comment below and let me know how you serve if I haven't already discussed it, and maybe I can incorporate that into my next video. So you have a wonderful day, and make sure you let your light shine for Jesus. All right, see you soon. That's a wrap for this episode of the Called and Capable podcast. Thank you for joining me on this journey of practical Christian living, where we're growing in faith, purpose, and confidence together. If you're ready to take the next step, head over to sarahsillers.com for coaching, speaking engagements, workshops, and more resources to support your walk with God. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who needs a little encouragement. Until next time, remember, you are called, you are capable, and you are never alone. See you soon.